Gave me their race plan the other day, and I wasn't allowed to say it on air because the opponents might have heard it, but they're really at the 1,000-metre mark. Watch for a big move from the Australian team. They will be working to try and get in front by the 1,000-metre mark, but at the 1,000-metre mark, they're going to do what we call a gold medal 500.
Okay.
Between the 1,000 and the 1,500 metres mark. They're going to apply so much power and try and win the race in that part of the race.
Now, I haven't spoken to you about this. I'll do it now. I thought the other day that they seemingly had a little bit in reserve when they were in that very close finish. Would that be right or not?
Yeah, they raced the French, who are the current European champions. They led the French for all of the race, and they just eased off just a fraction. The other crews came up, but they still won and are looking superb.
So the United States and the black shell at the bottom of the screen, just about set for a start. Average weight of the crew must be 70 kilos or less. The shell a minimum of 50 kilos. So away they go in the men's lightweight Coxless fours final. Australia represented by Simon Burgess, Anthony Edwards, Darren Bumpeth and Robert Richards in the stroke seat. The boys got away to a fairly good start. South Africa also starting well on the far side. The Danes watch for a big move from them early. Soren Manson, the new man in their crew. And those that have won all those World Championship and Olympic medals, Thomas Ebert, Eskil Everson and stroked by Victor Pedersen. They could be very hard to beat. They're coming back into some good form. And the French combination at lane 3, with whom Australia had that great duel the other day.
Lane number 4 is the Australian team. They took off 47 strokes a minute in the first 10. They're now settling down to 44 strokes a minute. Not surprisingly, the Danish crew, who is second from the top of the screen, there's a mismatch of colours there. Lane number 2, they will go out hard. They're defending Olympic champions. They race only one way, and that's extremely hard.
They go out fast, try to get faster, and get even faster still. Can they do it today, though, against the Aussies? Can the Danes repeat their Olympic success and 3 successive wins at World Championship level? They lost a crew member through injury. They tender-rigged the boat. They've made a few gear changes, and they're back rowing some of their best performances. The Australians there, number 4, you can see that distinctive bow in the crew, just vying for the lead at the moment with the Italians next to them, or the French rather, next to them in lane 5, as I said, with whom they had that great duel the other day.
Yeah, the Australians are on 39 strokes a minute, and the French are up on 42. I think the French, who are just taking the lead, will be a little bit tired by having their rating up to 42 strokes a minute.
So the defending champions, Denmark, go through first at 500. France in second place, 0.17 second of a second behind. Then Australia, followed by the United States, South Africa and Italy. The Italians, though, only 2 seconds off the pace. Great duel here, though. Lane 5, the French and also Australia. Is it going to be a repeat of the finish the other day?
Yeah, the Australians, all they need to do is stay in contact with the French. The French are still up on 41.5 strokes a minute, which is very high for this at the 750-metre mark. The Australians are on 38.5 now, looking composed, looking relaxed. They'll make their move at the 1,000-metre mark. The
Americans there in that black shell at the bottom of the screen, slipping out to last place, and the Australians still vying for the lead with the French in lanes 4 and 5. They're the ones to watch, and the Danes also over there at lane number 2. The early pace setters not too far away from it either. So the Australians vying for a gold medal in the men's lightweight Coxless fours. The Aussies doing it well at the moment. They are, as I said, vying for the lead. There's only about half a canvas between the Australian and French crews at this stage of the race.
They're 37.5 now strokes a minute. They're looking comfortable. They have their bow just in front. That's exactly where they want to be. They are racing superbly. They're looking comfortable and they're looking relaxed, and that's important at this part of the race.
The Danes, world champions last 3 years, just now beginning to slip back a little, only by about half a canvas. The Australians still working hard. Great blade work from the Aussies. Plenty of power in the strokes. We're at the halfway stage of the race now. Australia goes through in front, 2:59.08, but 0.26 of a second to the French. Then third place comes Denmark. Inside a second behind the Aussies, and then Italy, South Africa and the United States. A huge crowd here, and they put up a huge cheer when the board said Australia was in front.
I've just watched the French. They've increased their rating, their intensity by about a point now. They're back over 40 strokes a minute. They know the Australians are going to have a big surge at the 1,000-metre mark. The French are going to try and go with the Australians.
Now, you're saying they know their game plan, are you?
They've seen them race before. Yes, they do.
So Australia and France, knowing that the third 500 is the big one if they're to take out the gold medal here today, and still they go stroke for stroke. The Aussies in that distinctive green and gold bow, just in front now of the French by about a third of a canvas. That's about 2 feet. The Australians with Burgess in the bow seat, Edwards in 2, Barn for 3, Richards in the stroke seat, trying to edge their bow in front, but the French won't go away. The Australians leading, but only narrowly at this stage of the race.
They're still looking comfortable on 38 strokes a minute, which is a very comfortable mid-race rating. The French, as I said, are the rating quite high. The French are dropping back just slightly. The Australians are now gone to almost over a canvas in front. This is absolutely superb rowing.
Great effort by the Australians. You predicted that Nick in the third 500. The Aussies now with the lead of about a canvas over the French combination. The Danes over in lane 2 having a little bit of a look. Can they come back and repeat their Olympic performance? They're about 3 parts of a boat length away from the Australians. The French having a look at the Aussies to see where they are. And Australia has increased its lead. 500 metres to go. We're at the 1,500-metre mark. It's a football deafening roar here as the Aussies go through the gates. They are 0.8 of a second ahead of France. Denmark in third place, and then follows Italy, South Africa and the United States. The Americans 4.5 seconds off the pace. Australia 4:31.07 through 500. They lead by about a third of a length in the men's lightweight Coxless falls.
Half a boat length lead of this part of the race is a great race. The Australians still need to put in the effort, put in the power. They know the French are going to come back strong. They know the Danish are going to come back strong. This is where they need to win the race.
Well, the rating has gone up about 1.5 points, I'd reckon. You might be able to give it to me, Nick. Australia by about a canvas. Can the crowd bring the Australians home? They approach the last markers now. 39, the Aussie rating is 39.2 strokes a minute. Here come the French. They're coming hard at the Australians. They'll need to work. The Danes are working hard in third place. Their bow is coming up as well. The Australians will have to kick it because the French have got plenty in their tank. They've just about drawn level with Australia. Now is the time to kick it, Robert. Go, Rob. Take the rating up if you can, because the French are coming hard. It's the Australians very, very slightly in front. There's 100 metres to go now for the gold medal. It's Australia and France. Denmark over on the far side of the course coming at them. This is a fantastic finish. Australia and France. France and Australia. It's stroke for stroke. France and Australia. Australia marginally in front. The French coming at them. The French are in front. Can Australia come back? It's France and Australia. Australia and France. I think the French are going to get there. They have. Australia coming in second place. So close, 0.41 second of a second behind. Denmark gets third. Then next, Italy, South Africa and the United States. Oh, what a finish. So close to a gold medal. So close to a gold medal for the Australians. And the French have pipped them on the line, Nick.
Just terrific result. Absolutely wonderful result by the French. The Australians just gave it absolutely everything, were just overpowered by the French in the last bit. Rob Richards there, the stroke of the lightweight 4, did everything. They absolutely rode superbly, the Australians.
Well, their game plan was, it worked perfectly up until about the 250-metre mark to go.